So we are into the deciding game for the final spot in the summer split of the North American LCS. The winner secures their job for a few more months. The loser is going to put it on the line. Dignitas versus Coast, best of 3. Let's see how this game plays out.
Yeah, both of these teams have spent some time in a promotion tournament in the past. Happened with Dignitas way back in the 2013 spring split. And Coast most recently, they had to re-qualify for this split actually.
Even starts for both teams.
Yeah.
Dignitas have got the numbers advantage to go for incredibly early Dragon.
Yeah, they like doing early Dragons. I think they'll be able to get this one too because they rotated so much faster. And I'm a little bit disappointed in the Coast team right now because it's not a surprise that teams are doing these lane swaps on you. They should have their plan together.
Daydreaming, look for the hook. Can he land it? That's the question. And no, he can't because that's a flash. Zion Spartan comes in for the stun. That's a taunt onto Kiwi Kid. He's held in place by the charm. Zion goes under the tower. Kiwi Kid's still alive. Ignite is burning. I think he survived that one. A lot blown in that engaging.
Yeah.
Coast do not get the kill.
The double heal. One to get rid of the Ignite debuff and the other one to heal for the full amount. Barely keeps Kiwi Kid alive. A level 3 takes so much damage. They have good ward coverage of the area. And they have teleport on Lee Sin. They're going to see how much Coast wants to commit to this Dragon, and then I think they're going to go in for a fight unless Coast peels off. They're just biding their time here.
Well, there's the paranoia. In comes Crumbs. They've turned attention over to Daydreamer. He's going to be the first victim of the fight. Coast were peeling away and basically gave that one up. Now Dignitas onto the Dragon. 4 members of Coast still sitting around on the sidelines. Remember, Requiem is available. Kiwi Kid has been zoned out. Scar is going to be the first target. Dragon secured by Dignitas while that's going on. Now comes the Requiem. Can it do enough to get kills? It gets one onto Nintendo. The rest of Dignitas chasing down Zion Spartan. Ends up being a 1-for-1, but Dragon to dig.
Yeah, all told, that's actually pretty good for Dignitas. They even killed Daydreamer before the fight happened, and the death time was fast enough. It ends up being a 2-for-1. Both teleports are up. Last time this situation occurred, Coast aggroed onto the Dragon and then was initiated on later about Dignitas. If they opt into the same situation once again, Dignitas is going to do the same thing again.
Solar Flare is available. There's the paranoia. You see Crumbs throwing himself into Daydreaming. Solar Flare locks down 2 members of Coast. Nintendo is on full retreat. Summon a heal from Wisfuture, keeps him alive for a few seconds longer. In the background, Skara does get soloed. 1v1 there by Shifter. It's a 1-for-2 trade. Requiem comes down. That's going to be a whole bunch of damage. Dignitas going to get in the Dragon.
2 kills for Dignitas and the Dragon. Once again, if they just continue to do this, it's going to become an insurmountable lead for these guys. They are executing how they need to in order to take down this Team Coast.
Blue buff is up, and Cruiser should get this one by time Zion gets in. Decides to back away, actually.
Yeah, Zion's pretty good at securing these things. He got another one. He's still the blue buff now. Cruiser's in trouble.
Oh, that was close. The charm not connecting. Even though the cocoon does land, it's onto Kiwi Kid. Not the most ideal of targets. Solar Flare is not available for a fight in this pit, and it looks like Coast have got better positioning.
We have seen this twice already, but there's no Nocturnal at this time to initiate the fight. The initiation will not be as clean for Dignitas, but they have an even bigger lead. Here comes.
We'll have to see how it works. They've hooked on Kiwi Kid. That's great. Now the Dragon was secured by Nintendo in the background as Cutie Pie is throwing the culling down. He grabs the first kill of the fight. It's actually onto Zion Spartan, secured there by Crumbs. Now Karthus has been dropped. Skara begins to channel the Requiem. That is a massive chunk of damage. That's a flash forward from Cutie Pie. He gets the double shot after the Light Slinger, and that is a kill onto Wisfusion. That's a stun onto Nintendo and an instant cocoon. Good reaction times.
Didn't let Kiwi Kid get the stun on his auto attack afterwards, but that's still the story of this game. We could just make a montage of Coast doing Dragon and losing team fights to Dignitas because it is happening over and over again, even without ultimates this time. Now, Dignitas turns for Baron. Nintendo is up though, and he's good at stealing.
Dragon goes the way of Coast. Dignitas want the Baron. There's no flash for Nintendo, so we're looking for the repel into the smite. Baron is getting lower and lower.
It's too dangerous. They have to get out of here.
Oh, Zion Spartan gets one. The recall does manage to get off, though, as he turns his attention over to Cutie Pie. Cutie Pie is dead, and all of a sudden, Coast set their sights on Baron.
Oh, no. What a disaster waiting to happen here for Dignitas. Now, Crumbs is alive, Scar is running, and they can teleport in. I wonder if they fight. They have Nocturnal.
Oh, Cruiser's in a little bit of trouble. He does get taunted. The charm lands. The hook lands. That's a dead Cruiser. He's going to get bruised. Does take them on a little bit of a hike, though. And Coast still have not secured Baron. So yes, Cruiser died, but he's prevented the objective from being secured.
Chaos has ensued in this game. Zion actually steals. That's the third buff he's stolen this game.
Very sneaky, and that was with his ulti as well. So,
but now he's no ulti for a fight.
Oh,
he gets initiated on.
He does get stunned in place. All of a sudden, Cruiser's on the front line. That's a lantern. It's going to keep Zion alive for a few seconds before a pinpoint solar flare locks down Daydreaming. 2 quick kills for Dignitas, and the rest of Coast are in full retreat. Dignitas now think, do we want Baron? We'll see what they decide to do.
Right now, Dignitas was just gift-wrapped to Zion Spartan kill because he dashed right into a fight without having his ultimate up, and he had a blue buff he could donate to the killer, but they're not making the Baron mistake again because there is still a very capable assassin on the other side. Coach is doing a pretty good job of disengaging. It's the way they've played all year when they've been successful. They're able to disengage the enemy fights and wait for their split pushers to get strong. But their split pushers aren't getting strong this game. They're doing 1/2 of their strategy. But Dignitas is on Baron. Nintendo did go back to base. This has got to be the fight.
And 5 versus 4. They've managed to catch on to Daydreaming. He is just deleted under the damage of Dignitas. Now remember, that's bought a little bit of time for Nintendo.
Watch Shifter in this fight. Who can he kill? He is full health. Zhonya's DFG, everything.
Oh, man, doesn't manage to land the Orbit Deception on the way forward. On the way back, it does, with Fusion's got 1. Shifter manages a kill onto Skara. Here comes the Requiem. That's a Zhonya's Hourglass. It's going to prevent the damage, but Wiz Fusion's off on the side. Now, the next victim is most likely going to be Zion Spartan. They're trying to run him down. Cutie Pie's got 1. Cutie Pie's lifesteal is immense. Nintendo needs to repel. That's a Culling. Oh. He gets it onto Shifter. Dashes backwards. That's a triple. Cutie Pie goes huge for Dignitas.
Big 4 for 2. On Cutie Pie's face and the Baron quick shot. They destroyed Coast. That was an example of them actually using Baron as their ally. It was a risky one, but there was no steal threat, and they knew how much stronger they were in the team fights.
Well, we just need to see how Dignitas manages.
There's the ultimate.
Flare goes down. Paranoia has been channeled. Who is the target? It looks like it will be Nintendo. Nintendo manages to back away as Zion Spartan's on the front line. Cutie Pie made no real attempt of going for champions. He appeared to be focusing down that turret. And again, Dignitas throw it all but the kitchen sink. Yeah, Crumbs put on his carry pants today, really showing up, and consider how poorly Nintendo has shown up in this first game of the series. Now, Irelia, played by Zion, was up in the top lane. They've got onto the turret now, Dignitas. Cocoon catches out QB Kid. This is a Requiem being channeled as well. That is a massive amount of damage onto Coast. Zion goes in, but that's way too deep. Cruiser grabs himself a kill onto Daydreaming, dashes away with the safeguard. Dignitas get themselves their 8th tower of the game, turn their attention to the inhibitor. Nintendo just managed to get away. Zion re-engages. He does manage to get a kill with the help of Wiz Fusion. That's actually 2 kills now for Coast. You see Carthus grabs himself 1, solar flare in the background. That one connects. Kiwi Kid grabs himself a kill, and Nintendo is doing the best he can to hold off members of Dignitas, but another inhibitor falls.
Just slow and steady winning the race for Dignitas. They don't need to close this one out extremely quickly. 41 minutes in, they get their 2nd inhibitor and just show how much stronger they are. And look, there's no magic resist on a Shifter, so he has to use his Zhonya's on their Requiem if he doesn't want to get taken to half. Maybe a steal attempt, though.
We'll see if they can land it. Nintendo goes in, doesn't manage to grab it. That means Nintendo's dead. Baron's been secure for Dignitas. Requiem starts being channeled. Shifter is forced to use the Hourglass. That is a dead Wiz Fusion. Zion Spartan gets run down. Shifter takes a shot from Cutie Pie. Cutie Pie with the double kill. 4 members of Coast are down, and Dig can clean the base.
Quick shot, I think that's going to be it. 20 kills to 11. Dignitas is going to move ahead 1-0 in this game. It's just a matter of pushing down the mid lane, getting those minions down, and finishing off the Nexus turrets. Daydreaming cannot stop this.
There is nothing that Daydreaming can do right now. Dignitas, 80,000 gold as they start hammering on the Nexus turrets. They secure their first game in the series. Drawn out, but you have to admit, pretty convincing on the side of Dignitas. They were really in control from the get-go and never really pushed it.
So a solid start to the day for these guys. After being dropped into this 5th place match, 1 more win, and they guarantee their spot in the summer split for 2014. One thing I liked about Dignitas' strategy in this game is how they just farmed. They didn't press themselves to make any decisions because they are against a team that doesn't know how to close games or lead on advantages. So if Dignitas just picks a better scaling team composition, focuses on farming, they're going to be all right, and they were.
Crumbs farmed up a storm that game, playing Nocturne, got himself to 286 CS. The only member of Coast who was ahead was Shifter. The only member that got ahead of him.
I'm going to go out on a limb, because we've had some pretty long games, and this could be wrong, but I got to say that's the most CS we've had by a jungler this season in the LCS.
I would go as far as to argue maybe even EU LCS.
Yeah.
I can't recall a game where I've looked at 280 CS and gone,
on the